Alright, we're back. We got this 2014 Honda CRV in for a remote starter. As usual, we're going to be using the HC series. It's the HC1 remote starter from iDataStart. As you can see, it's kind of nice and sunny out. Not bad temperature. -6. I'd like to see it a little warmer, but it is winter here in Canada. So we just brought the car in, checking the dash like normal, don't see anything strange on it. Everything else seems to be functioning. Heated seats are working, that all works. So now it's time to get to work and get this remote starter installed. As you can see, we're using the iDataStart HC 1.5. They're a great unit, all in one. So that means you don't need a bypass extra to go with it. It's all in one. Makes one small little package. Throw it on the dash, wire it in, and away you go. And I'm about to show you how to do it. Stick around. Alright, as you can see, I did take this section here off. It just pulls out, this cover comes off, opens up a couple clips, undo a few connectors, away it goes. So that gave me access to our harness here. I've opened that up as well. Try and give me some room to get to some of these wires. So that way we can get this remote starter wired up. I don't know how well it's going to be seen, but on this one, I'm going to try and get a better video or a shot later. But I went up just to the right side of the steering column. There's a nice little spot in there. It tucks in. All the wiring, the OBD plug, everything's on the right side. So it just made sense to put the remote starter on the same side as all the wiring. So we're going to get started. We're going to do the main ignition harnesses first. And this red one right here, that is our ignition wire. Which on the iDataStart unit is pink. These CRVs, this one's a 2014. They're quite fairly simple, easy to do. All the wiring is right here. Even the park light wire. But with that, there is one thing you got to check before you do all the wiring. And that's just to check to see if it has auto headlights or not. If it has auto headlights, there's another wire that comes off one of the harnesses that is used for shutting that off during the remote start. This one doesn't have it. So you won't see me hooking it up then. But in the headlight harness, it would be an orange wire, which is going to come down. The harness is on this side, it's going to come down through this harness here, and it would be an orange negative trigger. And on the remote starter itself, it has the ground out when running, which is what would be connected to it, to give it the negative signal to shut the auto headlights off. So there's our ignition wire. Then we have this white wire. That is our 12 volt. Which on our remote starter unit is our red. And with this remote starter, there is 2 red power wires, but I have them both connected to each other, and they're coming out just this one single wire that's connected up to the main 12 volt in the harness. So that's our main 12 volt. We've got our green wire in this harness. That is our starter wire, which is going to go to our purple wire for the remote starter. I'll be back just 1 second. Powder coat oven is almost done. Gotta go check the timer, and we'll get back at this. Now, we got that done. She's only going to leave one wire left, which is our accessory wire. And if you're like me, you're probably sitting there guessing, saying it's this one, it's this one. It'll be this blue wire here, which is our accessory. And that takes care of the main power side of the harness. There. Like I said, that takes care of the main ignition. So now we have a couple other little wires here, like our CAN data, the mobilizer, ground. But we're going to get started on them right now as well. Okay, here we are, getting ready to work on the next connector. We have a little black connector here at the bottom, underneath the steering column. That is where we're going to find our ignition sense wire, our CAN high, CAN low, and immobilizer data, which is what most of this stuff here is going to be covering. All I did is I just opened up the harness. That way I've got access. I can see all the wiring. I know what pin they go to. So, with that, we're going to start getting this going. We're going to start with the immobilizer. Coming from the remote starter itself, it's an orange and black wire. And it's going to this nice yellow wire right here. That yellow wire is sitting in pin number 6. Next up, we're going to do our CAN wires, which coming off the remote starter is our brown red, brown yellow, and it's going to the pink and blue wires here that are all twisted up together. CAN wires are typically twisted together. Helps with the interference and stuff, they say. These are twisted up further down the line up there under the tape. I'm not just sitting there twisting up a little tiny bit to make it look good for the camera. There we are. Let's see if the battery is going to last any length of time in this GoPro. I just noticed I'm down to 15%. But our blue wire is our CAN low, which is going to go to our brown and yellow wire off the remote starter. So there's blue wire for CAN low, brown yellow for CAN low. Which now means that this pink wire is our CAN high. And that's going to go to our brown and red wire. I know when I shut the oven off, open up the door, it's kind of warm in here. I'm in the middle of doing some fishing boat doors. I do have a video, one of the first couple that I've ever done, posted up showing the doors that I'm doing. I may come back and make a new one with better footage so you can actually see what I'm doing better. But if you wanted, just take a jump over, check it out. See what you think. There. That takes care of our CAN bus wires, which now leaves our ignition sense wire, which we do have to cut that one. So that's going to be our white red, white black with the blue dots from the remote starter. And the ignition wire itself is a dark blue that's in pin number 2, which is right here, right next to the red wire. Like I said, that one does have to be intercepted, or cut, whatever you want to call it. And with that, the white with black, this one here, the white with the black tracer, blue dots, that is the connector side. So that is the one that's going to go to the wire that is still connected to the connector on the vehicle. And then the white red with blue dots, that is the vehicle side. So that'll go to the wire that the other side of the wire that's not used. It's on the vehicle side of the cut. Which is going to leave us with two wires. Park lights and our ground. I'm going to be getting the ground off the OBD plug. Going to go to pin number 4 for that one. And the park lights, we're going to get them here in a second. And then we'll test it, see if it works. See if I did all this with telling you the correct information. Then we put it all back together, let the customer know it's done. You can come get it. Not have to worry about any more cold mornings like this morning was. Wind chill was supposed to be down around -18. So I'm going to go change the battery in the GoPro. We'll be right back to finish this off. Alright, so here we are. As I showed you, you have your harness right up and back here for the park lights. As you can see, we don't have any auto headlights, so that wire is not needed. It would be the orange wire that's in there. But this harness, you can see how it tucks up, goes up and around to the other side, and then it comes down on the back side of this here, and then you have two harnesses. Just start comparing the colors that you can see, and you will find the one with the purple wire in it is the harness you want. And then you have the blue wire here, which when tested, it shows that it has 12 volts without it turned on. But when you put the park lights on, that 12 volt signal goes away. They're a negative park light. And that's how I know I got the right wire. And I did already go ahead and hook up the ground wire. That was, I used the OBD plug on that, and it was kind of a pain to get to, but I got it there. And the reason I did that one first is with the park light wire being ground, with the lights off, it may want to, the remote starter might try and find a ground and make the car do weird things. I've seen it. I've seen cars before have the park lights on, the door chimes will ding, things like that, because it's looking for a ground somewheres, and it's finding one and turning certain things on. So I just hooked it up and don't have to worry about it. So now with that takes care of all the wiring. So now, I don't have it fully mounted up there, I just have it tucked in where I wanted it. So now we're going to do up the programming. See how that goes. These cars are quite simple for the programming. You put the key in, you turn it to the on position, wait 3 seconds, turn it to the start position, wait, the first LED will turn solid, green for 2 seconds, turn the key off, push the unlock on the remote, and then you start to program the tach. So now that I just told you, to see if I can do it. Alright. Now we're doing the tach. You start it up, let it run for about 15 seconds. Or until the idle levels itself off, nice and low where it's supposed to. Push the brake pedal, push the program button on the side, release the brakes. Wait for the flashing green light, just like that. And we're good to go. So now it's time to test it. We have door locks. There. Just like that. Fires right up. Heater's working. No strange lights are on the dash. You push on the brake and it shuts it down. So we're good with that. So I'm going to put all this wiring back together, make it look nice and pretty. I'll bring it back, show you the end result, and we'll let the customer know it's ready to go. Stick around. Alright. We have finished. As you can see, I've got the wiring tucked back in. Looks almost just like the factory did. I got the unit tucked way up under there. Kind of see it up there a little bit. That way, if they ever have to get it serviced, the mechanic may never know it's there. So again, if you like this one, if it helped you out at all, or even just kind of sat there on a Saturday night bored and wanted to watch something, click that subscribe button, click like, drop me a note, say hi, let me know what you think. So, till next time, stay warm, keep it loud.